I thought we played about as good as we have all year in the first half, and about as bad as we have all year in the second half. And I hate it for our fans. In homecoming, I thought that it was a tremendous crowd, and had some former players back in the building. And bottom line is give Milwaukee credit. They really came back and battled in the second half. Didn't do anything special. Just were ultra aggressive, especially driving the basketball. I mean, the difference in the game ultimately is the free throw line. They got to the free throw line so much because we stopped guarding the ball. And I think the disappointing thing, beyond that you're up 20 and you lose, is I just didn't really see much of a response from our guys on the floor while it was happening. And so, I got to figure out a better way or some way to get those guys, our guys, to respond in that moment. And when that's happening, we told them at halftime, Milwaukee was down 20 plus at the half at Wright State. They came back and cut it to, I think it was 4 or 5. They're not going to go away. Here's what they're going to do. And we just didn't respond when it started happening at all. And other than Chris Brandon, who was an absolute warrior tonight, it was really across the board. And so, again, that's on me to figure out somehow how to get us to respond or get us a few more easy baskets or something. But they just repeatedly drove the ball at will against us. Again, after having maybe our best defensive half of the year. And so, from that standpoint, the lack of response, I thought was, in some ways is disappointing as the loss as a whole. But again, give Milwaukee credit. I thought they were ultra aggressive and they went out and took the game, which is what you have to do in these situations. And, our guys did not do that, period.
I know Milwaukee started doubling in various parts of all over the court, trying to create some turnovers. How much did that have to do with their aggressiveness and, like you said, the response of the guys?
Well, I mean, quite honestly, not a lot. We didn't have many turnovers. I think the bigger issue was how quick they were scoring in the second half or getting fouled. We went to kind of a little two-man press at one point to try to slow them up so they wouldn't get a shot off as quick, or maybe we get our defense set. They literally drove the ball the length of the floor to the rim. After we had said, hey, if the guy on the ball gets beat, Quez, you got to come over and rotate. And so, I don't think it had much to do with their pressure in terms of turning us over, as much as we did not respond well. And we got a ton of great looks in the second half. But, I thought we shot them a little bit tight. I thought we stopped moving the ball, because we got tight like we did in the first half. We drove the ball, got like 3 shots blocked. Which, again, was part of the game plan. No shots blocked in the first half because we were getting to 2 feet. We were shot faking. We were throwing the ball back out if there was traffic. We didn't do those things in the second half. So, again, not just not a great response all the way around.
Could you elaborate a little bit more? You're up 20 at home, homecoming crowd, and they end up shooting 19 out of the 25 free throws in the second half. How does that happen? A team that's down 20 ends up
Well, again, I think they were ultra aggressive, driving the basketball, and we didn't do it. And again, as we tell our guys all the time, players have a hard time nowadays. They want to be perfect all the time. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. They get it once, they get it twice, great. But when it's 3 and 4, that's when it's actually an issue. And they did that. They literally started the half and. Freeman, who's a really good player, just turned the corner and drove us in the paint. And then the other part was we didn't grab the ball, right? Other than Chris Brandon, too many loose rebounds. There was a huge play late where we had played great defense, forced a long rebound. Quez stopped playing, and the ball bounced right to the man that took the shot that he challenged. Those are plays that are important in games like these. And so I think it was more about how they drove the basketball, really, than anything.
Because in the first half, you got the rebound, you got the loose balls, the scramble rebounds, all that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
the second half.
Is there a question in there?
I mean, what keeps you from being able to play, even if you can't drive them, to be able to get, the loose balls, the scrambles, or whatever that you were getting in the first half, getting a hand on it, keeping it alive?
Yeah, I think in these situations what happens with young people is instead of trying to focus on the solution, right, which is usually something really detailed, we're better defensively when we jump to the ball, right, when we guard the ball. We stopped doing little things, and so now you're kind of hoping it goes good instead of making it go good, right? And I think that kind of became our mindset. And again, I've got to figure out a way to snap us out of that when that happens. This is going to be the last time that we have a lead, or that maybe that we're down and need to come back, right? And what's your mindset when that's going on, and can you get them out of it? I clearly wasn't able to do that today because we did not respond the way we need to.
What was the shot you were looking for there at the end?
Well, first of all, we wanted to get it in bounds on the initial play. There was twice we didn't even get the ball in bounds when, again, that's just kind of a mindset. It's you and him, you got to go get the basketball. And, we didn't do it. And so it ended up being a side out, and, we wanted to try to get Marquez downhill, and, we weren't able to do that. They kind of ran at him, and they did a good job, and we didn't end up with much of a shot on that one.
Talked a little bit about Chris, and we talked a lot about his rebounding, rightfully so. He had 17 tonight. He also had 18 points, 9 for 11 shooting. Just tell me a little bit about, has he just kind of made offense sort of a priority in practice, or just getting better?
Yeah, no, I think with Chris in a game like this, they're a team that traps and rotates a lot. And so I think it allowed him to get behind the defense some. He got a couple lobs. He got a couple putbacks because of that. We were able to find him rolling to the basket some, while they were trapping and pressing, or we did a good job in the first half, especially of handling that. And, I just think it created some more opportunities for him tonight. And what he did do a good job of was finishing them, right? Which is not necessarily always the case. So, I thought Chris was a real bright spot, for the entire time that he was in. But we just didn't have enough guys to play like that.
And comment on the last play, the rebound, and the balls up in the air. The flip shot, and Trey gets kind of leveled there.
Yeah, I didn't really see that part of it, and they're probably not calling that in that situation anyway. And the coach in me would say, we don't need to be in that situation. So,
Coach, all 74 points came from our starters, and then Trayvon 6 men off the bench. Are you trying to get the bench players shoot more scoring?
Well, that's been a challenge for us, right? In the last several games, there was a stretch there where those guys were really giving us a lift, and that's just not been the case. And again, we've really challenged them. That it starts with bringing us some energy and doing little things like defense and rebounding, and that has been the case with those guys. And a couple of them are freshmen, so some of that's understandable, but at the same time, we're a better team when we've got a deeper bench that's producing, right? And other than Trayvon, which is part of the reason we do that with him, is because we know we're going to get some production off the bench, and I think it's helped both him and Trey play better, and they've settled into it really nicely. But not getting a lot from the other guys right now, and we need to. It helps.
Is there a physicality thing that they just looked a little bigger, a little stronger, a little more able to play through the second half? The guys
did you watch the first half? So yeah, no, I don't think that has anything to do with it. We were much more physical in the first half and aggressive, and I thought looked quicker and faster and all of that. So I don't think that part was the issue at all in terms of how they're built. Now they're good at what they do. They're really aggressive. Again, give them credit. Bart did a terrific job, but I don't think that had anything to do with it, because otherwise the first half couldn't have gone like it did.
The longer the game went, did the physicality?
No, I don't. Not in my mind. Them being more aggressive and using their physicality, yeah, but I don't think it was a matter of just the physicality.